Welcome to the UX Meetup Las Vegas. My name is Abegail Otero. I'm one of the hosts of this event. A little bit about me, for those who don't know me, I've been in product design for 5 years and a designer for like 20 years or 15 years. When I was in product design, I worked for a health tech company on the manufacturing side. And I recently quit that to do career coaching with my husband, who's not here today. But now I do more so marketing design and operations and all that good stuff. But really happy to see new faces and old faces here today. We have a great speaker. That's not me today, so that's going to be wonderful. And before we get into today's talks, I just have a few announcements that I would like to share. So before those announcements, just want to say hello, and also here's our team that's growing. So shout out to the OGs, Val and Genesis, or JB, who's here in the room, as well as our new members, Gerardo, Suraj, Olha, and Neha, who isn't here today. But really shout out to the team who's making this happen. This team is who is making these events possible for us. It takes a lot, especially as a group that's here just for the love of design. So really shout out to everyone who is making this meetup happen. And a few announcements. If you're new here and you're not part of the LinkedIn group, scan the QR code and it'll take you to our LinkedIn group. This is the place that we are announcing when our events happen and to get connected with our UX community. I'll pause in case if people want to scan that. It's not that active, but it is like the main way that we're communicating with this community right now. Second announcement, I'm super excited to announce our first outside of Tech Alley event, which is Roast and Tell. That's happening August 2nd at the West Charleston Library. So Roast and Tell is a fun event where we're going to roast UX, we're going to make it better, and then we're gonna do a show and tell. So if you scan that QR code, there's an Eventbrite, and that's where you can get the full details as well as register. Really highly encourage you guys who are maybe want to take a challenge and not just sit here and listen, but actually participate, get your hands dirty and creative, and join us at the library. Shameless plug, as I mentioned, my husband is a software engineering coach. He is hosting a masterclass on LinkedIn optimization, and he's doing that in the next 2 weeks. But if you are in the job hunt, I highly recommend joining this masterclass that he's going to host on Zoom. One of his coaching clients is here today and has great success. So I don't know, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but
I won't take the spot.
sure, if you want to like recommend or tell your experience working with Justin and how that's helped you with your career journey.
It has made like a night and day difference. So like this particular topic, it's almost wholly responsible for the job that I just got offered. The recruiter reached out to me spontaneously, mostly because of all the optimizations that Justin helped me do. So he reached out to me. That wasn't even me doing all the work. It was just a page. So can I recommend it or not?
Thanks for that. Perfect. Great marketing. Yeah, that's the last announcement that I had for today, is if you're on the look or maybe you just want more attention on your LinkedIn page, definitely sign up for that. And lastly, one of our organizers is Val, and this is probably her last UX meetup of the year before she goes on to her master's program. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her and say thank you for really spearheading this meetup group. We wouldn't be able to host this without you, and we really appreciate your dedication because you kept this group alive for the past 2-3 years. And yeah, just want to say thank you for doing this and for partnering with me and for bringing all of us here today. So yeah, round of applause.
are so organized. You have so many great ideas, and you are able to communicate with the entire team and lead us. So I'm so happy that I have you here to drive the team forward.
Thank you. And I had, an intro of who our speaker is today, and I'm just going to read this because chat did a great job. But today I'm really excited to introduce Olha. She's a senior product designer with 7 years of experience in fintech, crypto, and AI. She has journalism background, loves system thinking, and brings sharp research and polished design to complex design. Olha recently moved to the US after leaving the war in Ukraine. Definitely a heavy part of her journey, but one that shows her resilience. A fun fact, back when she was a morning news anchor on one of Ukraine's top TV channels, she once was so tired that she nearly fell asleep while reading the news live on air. So a little sneak preview of her and her career journey, but I'm really excited to have her speak to us today. She's going to speak a little bit on her career journey and some tips on how you can find your next position. So without further ado, let's give a round of applause for Olha.
Thank you, Abegail.
Yeah.
Thank you. As you may understand from my introduction, I'm not afraid of being embarrassed in front of a crowd. But every time it's like first time. I cannot even express how nervous I am right now. But I'm really glad to see you all here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here, because it would be really lonely for me in this empty room. Thank you. And I have no idea how practical my advices would be today, but probably it would be more like motivational speech around job search. And before I start, I wanted to ask, how many UX designers are here? Okay. And who in this room is looking for a job right now? Who applied for a job during the last 3 years after COVID? Okay. A lot of employed people. That's good. That's good. Good for you. We're all happy for you. So I will show you a little bit today's agenda. Reframe the job search as a UX problem. That's something that I did a year ago. Design assets that work. UX approach to the interview, and around interviews I will be focusing more because I just know how to do interview with my journalist experience, with my job search journey, and now I'm interviewing people as a hiring manager as well. And I know that the weakness of a lot of people just do not know how to do the interviews. And managing the emotional side, and also we'll have some place for questions. But also I want to encourage you during my speech, if you have some question, please raise your hand and ask. We can do that as a conversation, not more like presentation. Before, I wanted to tell a little bit my story, a little bit more about myself. So my name is Olha Sas. And before 2022, my life was amazing. I had a great career on TV. I was TV anchor. I was reporter, editor, TV anchor, everything. Like, my life was amazing. Then I decided to switch to the design in 2018. A little bit context around that. 2018 in Ukraine, IT market was growing like crazy, growing 2 times faster than we could provide people. So everyone could start, everyone, and it was really easy, and we got mentorship, good salaries, everything. So I was feeling great as well. In 2022, war started, and I left my country. My home was around 20 miles from the front lines. So I had to leave. And of course, after this experience, I was depressed, stressed, and I needed to start a new life. And also, the company that I worked for at that time, it was a digital design agency, we started losing clients because we just couldn't work during the war, obviously. And this period was awful. That was probably the darkest period of my life. I just moved to the US with post-traumatic syndrome, with no understanding of the market, with financial problems, a lot of financial problems. And probably it was 2023, I started a job with a European company, and European salary could not be enough for living in the US. So my debt started growing. I was more depressed because of all the economical situation. And I realized that I need to look for a job here. And I started in 2024. In the beginning of the year, I got a couple of interviews, which I successfully failed. It was such a big failure that I still think that Credit One Bank put me on the blacklist. Never hire that girl. Because I was interviewing like Ukrainian. I was like interviewing, expecting that people just would know that I'm great. They would just hire me because here I am, I'm ready to do some work. And I didn't know all the rules of the market, how to interview, how to introduce yourself, how to sell yourself. And then I realized that, okay, after a couple of failures, after a lot of applicants that I'm sending and no one replies, I should stop looking for a job and start finding a job, which I successfully did in the end of the 2024. I ended up here as a senior product designer with I had 2 offers actually. I accepted one of them here in Las Vegas. And also I'm mentoring junior designers for that school in Ukraine that I used to be with. Forgive my English, I'm still learning. And also now I'm hiring manager for the company I work right now because this company moved from Las Vegas to Bay Area a couple months later when I joined. And we are growing and we are looking for more people. And we started as a company of 7 people. So I was interviewing actively. And when I started being on the other side, I realized that, oh, it wasn't a market problem, it was me. And it's hard truth that you need to accept from the very beginning. If you want to be successful in the job search, you need to accept that it's not market, it's you. And now I will tell you a little bit more stories of people who is interviewing with me and how they fail and how I did that. So when I decided to start finding a job, I wanted to do that more strategically and not just sending resumes, sending applications. And I reframed that as a UX problem. And I understood that I need to figure out who is my user, and it would be recruiter, hiring manager, and the team. What is my product? It's me, my portfolio, my resume, and my stories. And my KPIs was getting interviews and offers. It's something that we can measure. Design assets that work. Here and there, I see this advice. Your portfolio should be less dribble and more story, problem, process, impacts, and all of that. And here I want to disagree strongly because I believe that your portfolio should be more dribble and the story. Why? If we look back at the previous slide about your user, you need to understand that your user is not even hiring manager in the team and not other designers. Your user is recruiter, who is like, it would be first user who is looking on your portfolio. And they do not spend a lot of time there, and they do not read. They just open it. Oh, it popped. Right, cool. When it's beautiful, they pay attention, and they may give it to the team. So it should be both, definitely. It should be attention catching. Another important thing is your LinkedIn. I want to inspire you, highlight what is important for them. One thing that I figured out just here, it was absolutely not important in Ukraine, your domain. If you want to apply for companies that do fintech, and you just happen to have this experience, put it somewhere, when they can see it. Because now companies have so many candidates, so many applicants, so they choose, first of all, they choose fast, and they choose someone who is the best match. Not only good designer, but also designer with relevant experience, who worked, like, if we are a startup, we are looking for people who worked for a startup as well. So put that in front of you. And do not afraid to change it. If I know that I'm targeting one particular company, I put that information in front of them so they would see it. But if something changed and I realized, okay, I did not get offer from that company, I moved to another, I need to craft that for that company, and that is okay. You have, like, when you have 5, 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience, you probably would have a lot of different domains, and what you put in front of them, it's something they would see. Another important thing is how you post on LinkedIn. People encourage you, please do post, but again, you need to unpack, understand your user and understand who are you posting for. I see a lot posts like, job market is awful, I cannot find a job, they just ghosting me. You should realize that this way of talking to your audience will not help you get the job, because you're presenting yourself like someone who is struggling, like someone who is desperate. And it's not something that recruiters want to see. They want to see where you succeed. Share your work. Share what great you did today, or I don't know, some new tools that you discover. Share value, but not share your struggles. Of course, if you're in bad situation, you do not have a job, and you really need it, you can reach out to people. You can send emails. You can send messages on LinkedIn. Do it privately. But your page should be about you and your expertise and what you are great in.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you update your headline, are you updating it after applying for a specific position so that your profile matches for the one that you applied for?
If I'm really interested in that specific position, I will definitely target that company. And actually, when I was with the company I'm working right now, I was really strategic. I really wanted to get there, really. So when I saw that opening, I did it step by step, and I applied. Then I found the recruiter. I found his email. I sent letter to his email. Then it is a fintech company. So I was like, okay, I need to put something in front of them. And in my experience, in Ukraine, I was working with one Ukrainian bank. I was creating an app for them. it was old work, but still, I put some files from Figma, I created interactive prototype, I recorded a video just with my hands with this interacting with this prototype, and I added CTO of this company. I connected to CTO of this company, not sending any messages, just connection. And I posted that video with the bank app on my LinkedIn, like, here's my new work. It wasn't new, it was old, but still, I had really relevant experience, which was important for them. And it worked. It worked. They paid attention. Obviously, that CTO, he saw me, and boom, I got the interview.
Amazing.
Another important thing, pipeline. You may notice, I don't know if you're aware of this logo, it's Tinder. I used the same strategy when I was looking for a husband. If you do not have pipeline, you are in a really bad place, because if you have date just once in 6 months, there is a high chance that you will do something crazy on that date. Because you will be nervous, that person would be nervous, it's also awkward, and But if you know that, okay, I need to be fast with this date because in 2 hours I have another date, it gives you this playfulness mode. You just play the game, and you do not care if someone rejects you. You do not care if someone ghosts you. It so doesn't matter. And the same works here. And also, you practice. When you practice do the interview, you become better in the interviewing. You can analyze what worked for you, how that person on the other side reacted. And you can then change your story. And the more you do it, the better you become. And I see that right now, that the offers get not the best talent. Offer get someone who can sell themselves, and this is the reality. Again, something that you need to accept. Every rejection brings you closer to the offer. When I realized that I am not looking for a job, I'm getting the job, I created new mail, right? New mail that would be dedicated for the job search. And I started collecting rejections. I was so excited. Another rejection. I am one step closer to the offer. And it worked. Here's the screenshot of my mail, of that mail. It was 2 months job search. And I got 2,000, almost 3,000 letters. Basically, it was all my applicants. Okay. Something here was rejections. Something was like invites to connect to the interview. But my math was that around 1,800 interview applications I did in 2 months. Then, creating the pipeline, again, I decided to delegate because this process is awful. You may know that, like when you do the application and you download your resume and they ask you to fill all the fields again with the same information, and you spend like hour on one application. It takes time. So I just delegated. I found people in Ukraine who for $350 per month, they were doing applications for me. So I had great pipeline, and I was provided a job. And I could use that time that I'm not spending on these applications. I could reiterate my portfolio, and I literally did A/B testing with my portfolio and was looking what is working, what is not working, which version of portfolio gives me more interviews. And also interviews, I treated like usability test. I already mentioned that I see how people react. I see what stories get me to another interview and which stories are not. So yeah, it was great practice. I just realized I do not have watch in front of me. Okay, I want to focus more on the interview. I have a lot of information around the interview. First of all, what you need to do if you want to interview great, if you want to be great in the interviews, change the mindset. When I started interviewing, all that failing stories was when I went to these interviews with the thought that they will understand what an imposter I am. They want to reveal me. They want to find the reason not to hire me. Now, when I am on the other side, I understand that people who go to the interviews, they just want to hire someone because it's awful. It's so difficult to look for people. They just need help. They just need to hire that person who will be with them, and they really want you to be great. They want you to be great. So with changing this mindset, you will show up on the interview differently already. Then collaborate with the recruiter. Recruiter is the first person who wants to hire you, because usually they get bonuses for hiring the person, and it makes their life easier if they found someone fast. And usually recruiters can spill the beans. You can ask them what specifically they're looking for. What should I highlight? Where can I stand out? You can ask recruiter those questions, and they will appreciate that. Analyze yourself. Your job search shouldn't be like running. You should definitely spend some time alone analyzing yourself and understanding your worth. Understanding where are you great, understanding and maybe looking back at your experience and just reminding yourself what was great about your experience, about your job, and write down it, because it's difficult to recall what happened 5 years ago in my experience. And of course, if you do not do that step, you will show up on the interview unprepared, and when they ask you some questions, you just, I have no idea. I have no idea how I did that, but I did. So analyzing yourself is really important step. Prepare stories with the strongest cases. Every interview is not unique, absolutely not. 90% of interviews, they will be asking you all the same questions. There definitely will be questions, tell me about yourself. And as with the example of LinkedIn, you need to put in front of them information that they need. Do not start talking about, I don't know, I was born in California in 1919, and then I went to school. Please, first 2-3 minutes, give them all juice in this introduction. Give them something really relevant. Give them reason, start listening to you, and give them reason to make the decision about you in the first 2-3 minutes. And it wasn't everything about these moments. Again, a question that you will be asked. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about great failure. You need to know that. You need to prepare a story about great failure and how you learn from that. Tell me about great success. You need to prepare a story about some great project that you worked on. How you, your way to conflict with people. You need to have these stories because they will ask it. Also, why do you want to work here? because from my childhood, I was always passionate about being able to afford food and shelter. Do not say something like that. You need to find the reason why you want to work for them, and it should be honest. When I was interviewing with my current company, I knew why. And I was definitely passionate about that company, and I was prepared to that question, and you need to be too, because no one wants to hire someone that is not excited about a particular company and are coming just for the money. It doesn't work like that. And also, I think that really popular question right now is, how do you use AI? So know AI tools, learn AI tools, and be able to talk about it. Research company and interviewer. I cannot even tell how many times I saw people who come to the interview and have no idea who I am. And that's awful. That's really bad. And the best candidates and the candidates who get the offer, they come to the room and they know who you are. They already know your story. Recently, one candidate, he started in his stories putting some small details that I would appreciate. Like, for example, he was telling about his previous company, and actually, I worked with Ukrainians in that company, and I was absolutely excited about them doing ABC. Did I buy it? Of course I did. Because he put some effort, he went extra mile. Do not tell, show. Hiring managers, like team interviewers, they will not only listen for your stories, they also will be looking how you act. And it's even more important because stories you can prepare, stories you can make up, but how you act, how you interact with the team is more important. And offers will get even not someone who is most talented or most experienced. Offer will get person who they want to work with, because they're bringing someone into the team, into the office, and they want that person. So I saw situations when person says, I'm such a great speaker, presenter. But he told that, but I never saw that in our interaction. He didn't present everything great. So please don't. Just try to act like you are that person. And also another example, I was interviewing engineer who a couple times told me that I'm such a curious person, But then at the end of the interview, I said, okay, I'm done with my questions. Do you have questions for me? And he told, no, your colleagues covered everything. That's bad. Do not do that. And by the way, ask questions. People say that you need to prepare 2-3 questions. No. Prepare a list of at least 15 questions. And it should be in front of you. That's okay if you have some notebook or you have your laptop in front of you with prepared questions. It's absolutely okay. And why it's not 2-3 questions? Because a couple of reasons. Some of these questions may be already answered during the interview and you need to have more. Some of the and also you can have more time in the end of the interview than you expected. So you need to feel it and create this conversation after which this person will leave the interview and get this feeling like, oh, that was a great guy, I want to work with him, or it was a great lady, I want to work with her. So ask questions, and also my advice here, it shouldn't be always prepared questions. Just listen that person who is interacting with you, who is interviewing you, and ask questions about what they just said, that's really good. That's better than ask something like, what is a team culture like? Because everyone is asking that. Ask interesting question. Ask something that no one asks. And you can do that only if you listen to them. And also there are some questions, as I know, that are like red flags. Like, for example, what is your, at your team, what is work-life balance? They may think that you don't want to work. So, yeah.
Is it rude to ask questions like while people are talking? Like if they're going through their speech and you just notice something at that moment, like to just kind of interject, or do you want to always wait until the end of the...
Yeah, I would say that it's a nice way to do that during the interview, but just do not interrupt. So just find the best moment to ask the question. Sometimes you can even ask after they asked you some question. You can answer that and ask, what do you think about it? But please do not do that with every question, because I had that and it was awful. I just had the impression that person just feeling the interview time, like still in the interview time with these questions, you know? So if you ask one or two, that's fine. And during the interview, it's even more interactive and cool.
One more question.
Yeah.
I wanted to add that if your only question is what are the benefits, I feel like it also makes a really bad impression.
Yeah.
If the only thing you follow up with is...
Yeah.
And usually benefits are listed on the posting already.
Absolutely agree. I would advise not to ask those questions at all, especially with the team and with the hiring manager. You can ask recruiter about that, but not when you are interviewing with, I don't know, with some senior manager or with CEO, and you start asking these questions. No. You should ask about the product, about challenges, about mission, about how it all started, and you have such a valued time with these people. Do not ask about benefits. And showing the interest, again, I kind of started talking about that. Company wants to hire someone who is absolutely excited about their team, about them, the product, the company, and it's work that you need to do before the interview, understanding for yourself why it's so valuable for you to join this company, not only because of salary. Salary you can get everywhere, but also you wanna join great team. You wanna work for a great company you would be proud of. So showing that interest and understanding that interest for yourself, that would be great. Treat interviewing with respect. Again, what you're showing them, it's your interaction with people, and if interviewer feels that you're just showing them some arrogance, some attitude, you'll not go further, definitely. And I already discussed that story with our UX team here. I was interviewing one UX designer and asking some really simple questions, and her reaction was, "Oh, I need to go to the basics." And it was so bad, because, okay, I know you may be really experienced at that, but I do not know that. I just need to understand what skills do you have. That's why I'm asking all these dumb questions. And if you think that question is too dumb, do not show that. And, oh, I can see your husband. Hello. Overdress and show up on time. Maybe stupid, but I always thought that it's so obvious that you need to wear something nice for the interviews. and I saw so many people in shorts in the interview.
Any professional background behind you, no laundry or crazy bad
Of course,
lighting, and
of course.
so many people do it, it's insane.
Of course, I saw that it's so obvious, but so many people are doing that. People are doing that. If it's virtual, your background should be clean. You should be prepared. Just show up for the interview and iron your T-shirt. And by the way, about overdress. By overdress, I mean that you need to follow the rule. You need to be always one step more overdressed that person that interviewing you. Like if you kind of expect that that person would be wearing T-shirt, wear some polo. If that person would wear some polo, wear some shirt. And like more and more. And if it's something really serious, if you go interviewing to the bank, for example, wear navy suit. That's the rules. And the way you show up, they will treat you the same way. Of course, no one would be rejected because they were wearing shirts, but in general, it's give this impression. And also, I had this funny exercise where I interviewed people in the office, and usually I looked at the person who is coming in, and the way they come in, I can kind of predict will they get the offer or not. Believe it or not, I can see it. It's visible, because if person comes prepared in good clothes with the confidence, they treat everyone like they meet everyone. I see that that person is confident and ready for the interview. But when they just do not know where to put their stuff, what to do, they're shaking, usually it will not be a good interview. And yes, show up on time. It's so obvious. Learn the dance. I keep comparing interviews to the dance, because there are some moves that you just need to learn how to do. There are some questions that you just need to know how to answer them. For example, do you know what to want to answer when they ask, are you interviewing with someone else? Yes, I do. You always interviewing with someone else. Because scarcity is important. And I saw people negotiating really good salaries just because they told, yes, I'm interviewing, and I had an offer, so I'm just waiting for your decision, no pressure. But yes, you're always interviewing with someone else. And also, like, regarding the dance, there are some questions that, again, you need to know how to answer. For example, why are you leaving your previous company? Never say something bad about your previous company, even if your company was famous for being toxic. Even if your boss was narcissistic, awful man or woman, do not say anything bad about your previous company. You're looking for a new job because you're ready for new challenges, or something like that. Something inspiring, something that, yes, I'm ready, I can do it. And if you're laid off, just say, I was laid off. That's fine. People are laid off in this situation, and do not over-explain. I was laid off amount of that percentage of people in the company. Do not say anything else. This is a small one, but again, I see a lot of people who are just afraid to do pause. Because when I ask you the question, could you tell me about a time when you did that time could be 10 years ago. And you need a moment to just to think, oh, when I had this situation. Do not try to answer right away. It's okay to take a pause, to think, even to start writing down something. Oh, just a moment. I need a moment. So as I remember, okay, I'm ready. That's fine. And no one expects you to know all the answers. That's, again, something that you just need to realize. It's okay. I saw people that weren't answering all the questions, but they were curious about how to solve this problem. They were started thinking like, okay, I never heard this situation, but probably I would do that and that. And even I saw people who reach out to me later after the interview, sending emails like, oh, I didn't answer that question during the interview, but then I realized I had this, and here what I did. That's good. And also, I will go back to the dance. Send thank you note. Please, after each interview, send thank you email. That's just a good tradition. Managing the emotional side. It was pretty big and important to me. When I realized that market is not a problem, I was a problem. When I realized that I was just bad in the interviews, I was targeting wrong people for the interviews, and I was doing all wrong, I started looking for help everywhere. I started therapy because, okay, my war trauma was bigger than me, and it was entering the room first before me. I did coaching, and with coach, I realized that, okay, I have one problem that I keep ignoring. It's my English, because at that moment, I just came to the country, and I didn't have American friends. I didn't have American job. I didn't have the way to practice. So when I was entering the interview, I just could not talk. Simply, stupidly could not talk. I was talking like 5 years old. And I'm still learning, but you see, I'm standing in front of you all without any preparation, without script. I'm just talking to you, and that's big move for me, believe it or not. And I did something weird. I joined Toastmasters. And I was doing speech like every 2 weeks. I was practicing talking in front of people because I understood that, okay, I'm a good designer, but I just cannot sell myself. I cannot explain how good I am. I cannot explain and operate freely in this interview. So I need not only to send the resume or make a better portfolio, I need just simply talk. And if it was my weakness, and I started fighting with it. So I encourage you to do the same, to accept that market is okay, AI won't replace you, and UX is not dead. Somewhere, if you struggle finding a job, you can find reasons somewhere inside you. You just need to accept that reality, and accepting the reality could be really difficult. Like, I still cannot accept war in Ukraine. I want Russia to stop launching rockets on my country. But what can I do? Nothing. I can only accept the reality. I can only help my family who is there. I can only donate for my country. That's some action that I could do. You cannot change the market. You cannot reverse AI. You can use AI to help you to be faster. And I want to encourage you, find your weakness and deal with it. That's not so difficult. And one small bonus. First rule of job market. Do you know what it is?
Don't talk about the job market.
Don't talk about the job market.
No.
Don't talk about the job market.
No. Never leave the job market. If you have a job, you're still a little bit looking. Because if you lose that skill, if you spend 5 years with one company, you will definitely lose that skill. Interview from time to time. Practice somewhere. Like also, for practice, I joined one Ukrainian group for people who want to get a job at Funk, and we were interviewing with each other. Like we were doing interviews for each other. That's practice. You need to practice. So never leave the job market. And what is the second rule of job market?
Never leave the job market.
Exactly. So, any questions? Looks like you already asked everything. Yeah, Valerie.
I remember you were saying, or back to the girl who said, like, oh, these are basic questions. What kind of questions did you ask her that were more technical?
I don't really remember. It was something in Figma. I might be wrong, but maybe it was a question: what would she do if they need to support light and dark mode in Figma? So I was looking for something like, we are using styles and variables, and Figma does everything for yourself, because if you work in Figma every day, you need to know this. And even if that candidates wouldn't give me that answer, it would be better than say that, oh, I need to go to basics. By the way, and she didn't give me an answer. First.
So you said that you worked for the news in Ukraine.
Yes.
How were you able to, what sparked your interest in UX design in Ukraine? I'm not sure if there are similarities with working with the news, and then how did you find that job in the UX designing?
How I transitioned, right?
Yeah, how did you transition?
Yeah, so I was growing really fast at my job on TV, and at some point I realized that I'm extremely bored at this job. I was doing the same every day, and I was looking for something new. And also, even at that time, my country was already in war. It was part of the country, but still, journalists were expected to go to the front lines, and I didn't want to. So I want to take myself further from the journalism. And I basically started as a researcher. I started as an interviewer, and as I said, market was so good that it was really easy. Yes, I was doing some self-learning. I joined the school, the UX school. I learned different tools, and this transition was pretty easy for me, pretty easy.
Thank you. I didn't introduce myself, but I'm Daphne Rios, and I'm a prevention specialist.
What special?
Prevention specialist
Nice
for
to
the
meet you.
military.
Nice to meet you. Nice. You had a question?
After the coaching, is language still a barrier for you? Does it still pose any difficulties? Yeah.
Yeah, especially, what's funny? When I started working with Bay Area, this company, they moved from Las Vegas to Bay Area, and now I'm traveling. And now we're hiring a lot of people from Bay Area. And I realized that, oh my God, now I need to learn not only English, but I need to learn Bay Area English. It's so different. This corporate language is something absolutely different. So yeah, I'm struggling a lot. And sometimes I feel like when I start talking, people look at me like, oof. It's difficult, but I still practicing. From time to time, I try to visit Toastmasters because it's amazing practice. And I do some challenges like this one today.
Now that you're on the other side as a hiring manager, what are some things that you see excellent candidates do? What stands out to you?
Basically everything that was in that list for the interview. The way people treat people in the office is really important. Like I pay attention to that. Also, I pay attention if they listen to me. Because again, I had a couple moments when they started asking questions, but I see that they're not listening at all. So it was like question for a question. Also somehow, but it's just me because I have this experience in journalism, and during my career I interviewed thousands of people, so I can feel when people lie, and it's so obvious for me. And when I see them lying, I start in asking for the details, and they just fail it at that moment. So I would like to say, if you lie, but please do not lie. If you start interviewing with someone like me, it would be visible, it would be so obvious. So it's better to prepare real stories, to unpack your experience and just get something great from that, and be real, be yourself. Who would be first?
Thank you. You mentioned that you created a pipeline where other people would fill out the applications for you because it's annoying, it takes a lot of time. How did you balance that approach with customizing for the specific job positions,
Yeah,
right? Because you have to customize to match the keywords and just highlight the things that they're looking for.
Yeah, so while that people who were helping me were creating this pipeline, I also were looking for some really interesting positions with cool companies, with product that I know and love, or amazing salary. Who can blame me? So I was doing that by myself. I was crafting my resume for them, sending by myself these applications, and also did these changes on LinkedIn by myself as well. I would say that I less cared about all this application that these people were filling for me, and more cared about what some specific company that I found. But still, that pipeline gave me a lot of interviews, which basically with every rejection, it led me to the offer. Yeah, because I practiced a lot. And I had weeks when I had interviews every day. I was just getting up in the morning, looking, okay, I have interview in 2 hours. I need to learn why I want to join this company.
So you could say there's quantity as well?
Yes,
You work with that.
for sure. It's when people say that you should not apply online, that's so not true. I found the job online, and in my community, like Ukrainian community here, who are in tech as well, I see people who are finding a job online without the network. We do not have network here. We were not born and raised here. And we just fill the applicants and we get the job from there. So it's just, it's quantity. It's really important. But also you can reach out to people. You can send them emails. That's good too. And they look at these emails. And if it's match, that could be your opportunity.
Just speaking about applications in general, how impactful is sending cover letters? And is that something that you look into or read into as often?
I'm not sure I have answer to this question because we do not have cover letter, and I don't remember when cover letter was a game changer. Right. If it's required, of course I will do some cover letter, but honestly, I do not spend a lot of time on that. I usually ChatGPT it and just change it a little bit, craft it a little bit. And again, when people say you should not use AI for filling those applicants, they will never know. Just delete these emojis because it's definitely showing that you're using ChatGPT.
If you received a cover letter though from an applicant, is that something that you would look into just to see? Because I feel like it's a place where you can provide a little bit more outside of your resume. Is that something that you'd be interested in?
Usually I do not see those applicants because it goes through the recruiter, so I have no idea. But also I received a couple emails when people saw the opening on our website and they just found my email.
So
and
not to you directly?
yeah, so I read that and honestly we didn't go with these people. But the reason was because I just, it wasn't the match, but I looked there. I opened the letter, I even was excited about what one guy sent such a cool letter, so I wanted to save it for future me. It was honestly great, but the experience was not for us. It was about 1 year of experience and we were looking for someone senior.
Any other questions?
When they ask you to tell your story, so you got to go through like kind of the not pretty part to get to like the successes. How do you just try to breeze by like? All right, I'm gonna kind of use your story as an example. You had to go through your country going to war in order to now be a senior product designer and hiring manager. How much time do you spend on this part?
Do not spend time on this.
Just go straight to
It doesn't matter. When I do tell me about yourself, I never tell my story like, I came here because of war. No. No one is interested in my personal story. People are interested in my professional story. So usually I'm telling, it's my name, I have so many years of experience, my domain is this. Last, 2 years I spent with this company, I was working on this. That's what you should do. You should not tell your personal story. And oh my God, no, never say something personal. Like me with my wife and my kids, we moved to that state. No, it's not a date.
Yeah, the more personal you add, even like the background that you interview in, the more bias you can potentially introduce. Every person has biases, even if they don't realize it and they don't think that it went into decision. That's all part of the impression.
Yeah.
And you don't know how people interpret things.
Yeah.
They may be completely wrong, but the
Absolutely.
more personal details you add like that can be interpreted one way or the other, the more you like, oh, you have children, or you don't have children. Like,
Yes.
you don't know who's gonna be upset about which part, actually.
Yeah. And another thing that to accept, it's a really good point. Sometimes you're not getting the offer because people just didn't like you. And that's so okay, because obviously, probably you didn't like them as well. Just you do not realize that because you just need a job, you need the money, and you feel like I can work with everyone. But no, if you do not like the person, you will not be in that great collaboration mode. So if they do not like you, it's okay, just go to the next one. Go and pick up someone else in your pipeline.
Yeah. Right. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you so much, Olha.
Thank you all. It was amazing.
And I do think that we probably have 5 more minutes in this room. But one, I wanted to share, we're always looking for members to join our UX meetup group. And if it's something that you'd be interested of coming and guest speaking, maybe you have a topic or something that you are working on and you want to share, definitely contact me or one of the organizers and we can get you here so that you can practice and have confidence in the things that you're talking about, especially in this day and age where we're remote. having a platform, even as small of a room as this, is really powerful to help us. Because I remember when Olha was here maybe a year ago, she was very intimidated, but I'm so proud of her to see how much she has grown, especially in her English, to come here. And I'm really proud of this presentation. So thank you for doing that. And be a part of this group. Yeah. 5 minutes, so if you want to mingle here and network.
Can I make a selfie with you?
Yes, let's do it. Let's take a group photo.